Hi guys, I'm Kira, and let's see, this is my first video, and I think I was interested in getting YouTube because I do a lot of fun things and I like to share them with the world, and we'll see what happens. So lately I've gotten pretty interested in Burst Coin, and I think it's a pretty cool project, and I think it's pretty revolutionary because it's a coin that allows you to use your hard drives to mine rather than a GPU. And I think there's a lot of great advantages to that. And I think we've got this giant collection of coins that needs GPUs to mine, and it takes a lot of energy to mine those coins. And so I like the hard drive approach because it takes a lot less energy. And I live in California, and energy is a little expensive here, and so by mining these hard drive coins, the Burst coin, I can do mining, which I think is a really cool thing just in general, and I can profit, maybe, we will see. But so I've been doing it for a few weeks now. I've got a pretty cool rig here. It's a mess of cables, but one of the things that I found to be an issue is these power strips. You know, I've got like 6 power strips here, and I've got them all plugged into my external drives, and it's just a mess, and it's not sustainable. Like, if I'm going to go up to petabytes of storage on my external drives, it's just not going to work. I can't support all of these adapters because it's just a mess. So anyways, today I was going to record my project. I'm going to use a Molex connector, and I'm going to take off one of these ends here, and I'm going to solder it up with some cables here. So we've got our DC plugs on one end, and we've got our pigtails on the other end, and we'll solder some of these together and make an adapter that'll work with the computer's power supply. And I think it's I made a couple of these, and they turned out really well, and they make my rigs look a little cooler. So let's get started. So first things first, this is the side that we're going to plug into the power supply, and these are the sides that I'm going to use. I bought the split one so that I have the option to expand it in the future, but right now I only need one side, and I only really need these 2 cables here, the black one and the yellow one. So I found the best way to get this clippy off here is to take my Cat 5 thing, and we're going to crunch these. So, and it does pretty good, and then we can pull these out. We'll do the other side here real quick. Okay, see, I've gotten better at this. The first one I did was terrible. You kind of just have to like force it through. There we go. Okay, one left. No, I missed. And we're going to go the other side here. I'm using the side that has the blade that goes, the cutting blade, all the way to the end. The other side doesn't work so well. And really, I'm basically crunching this apart until I can get access to that final middle one. Okay, one more, promise. And let's not cut the cable. And you might squish some of these metal things here, but yeah, it doesn't matter. So, there we go. Okay, so I'm only going to need this yellow and this black one here. So, oh, that's done. So next up is, let's strip these cables here. Now, there's a couple things. One is these. I bought these off eBay. I'll put a link in the description. But these are a 5.5 millimeter outer, which is fine. But the inner is a 2.1 millimeter, and that's a little too small for the external drives. So I actually have an adapter here. And these adapters, you can find them on eBay or Amazon. This one was from Amazon, but I think I have more that I'm purchasing from eBay. Again, I'll put a link in the description. Let's go in there like this. And I try to find the pigtail adapters with the 5.5 outer or 2.1 or 2.5 inner, but I couldn't find them easily, and maybe I just didn't look hard enough. But I think with the approach where you've got your two plugs here, it makes it a little future-proof, because you might be able to reuse this for another project. So I kind of like the idea of having adapters, even though it's extraneous. So anyways, put this aside. Let's strip some cables. And we don't need to strip too much. We just need to get it so that we can get all four of these in contact. Now the reason why I chose 4 is because the maximum power that can flow through the Molex connector is about 120 watts. In order, what's going on here? In order for the hard drives to work, you obviously can't go over that. But the hard drives don't really use all that much power. And so I think maximum they're using about 15 watts. Maybe they go up to 20. So if there's 120 watts available, and the maximum that we're going to be using is 80 watts, and I think that's kind of a high estimate. I think we're probably okay. And on the ones that I've already made, I haven't run into any problems. I don't think they've got any issues, and I'm not an electrician or an electronics whiz or anything like that, but I think it'll be okay. But yeah, disclaimer, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hacking things a little bit, just a little bit. Anyways, these are being a little difficult. And I'm just using my Cat 5 crimper tool because it's pretty awesome. Does everything I need it to do. So with these cables, the black needs to go to the black, and the yellow needs to go to the yellow. I mean, it needs to go to the red. So we're going to separate out our cables, and something like this, get them all in line, and this will make it easier to do the magical part. So here we go, and one more, and there we go. And I found that to make this easier to manage, take a twisty tie, and we'll just stick it in there through the middle. I'm going to wrap it around one side of the wires and give it a twist. And hopefully this will make our lives a little easier. That wasn't super good, but I think it'll be okay. Actually, it's kind of loose. Here, let's fix that. So we just want something that isn't going to fall apart while we're soldering. Okay. And now, I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but like I said, I'm just hacking this, and I'm making it work. So what I'm going to do is take these 4 here, and let's twist them around each other here. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to get them lined up a little bit here, and so that I've got the ability to solder them all at once and get a good connection. And I made a couple of these cables here, but what I would recommend is taking this and testing to make sure, either using a multimeter or kind of jerrying it, and make sure that the connectivity is there for all of your plugs. But this is the 3rd one I've made, and you know, I think I can tell when things are going to work and when they're not going to work, so we'll go with that. I don't really like this end here. This end is funky. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's not much of a cable there, so let's just go ahead and fix this. I'll use these crappy pliers here. Okay, trim that. So I'll go ahead and get this other side pulled together here, and I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Like I said, this is my first attempt at the YouTubes, and the YouTubes are a thing. Yeah, they're a thing, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. So all I know is that this is kind of a fun project, and I want to put it on YouTube's, and maybe someone will like it. Yeah, you guys should like my videos, please. Remind me that I'm not going crazy. So, how did I get started with Burst? Well, I've been into crypto pretty heavily for the last couple months, and I had known about it for a while, but I decided in December to pull the trigger and go all in. You know, investing in crypto and mining crypto and learning about it, maybe programming it, and that's how I got started. And it was kind of fun in the beginning because the market was going up a lot, and but now the market is down, and it's pretty scary, but I'm not too worried about it. I think things will be okay. So anyways, so these cables here, I did a pretty good job of not crunching them. So like, it's pretty easy to crunch these metal tips here. Like, you can see that I crunched this one maybe. This camera's a bad camera, but yeah, it's crunched, okay? You gotta believe me. And anyways, they got an opening here, and I can go ahead and take the top of my wire and stick it in there and use that to help get a good connection. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually crunch it down on there just to hold it there for now. And I'll do the same for the black. So yellow to red and black to black if you're using the same pigtails that I purchased. I wanted it easy. I didn't want to, you know, put the heads on the wires and all that stuff. I'm all about it easy. So, and then we got something like this. Let's see if we can solder this up. So, take my spool of tape here. Let's see if I can get this here. That should be fine. And I got plastic on here, so if I drop solder, I don't think it's going to harm the table. It might melt the plastic though. So this has been going for a while. Should be warm enough. And I've got my solder. I've had this for years. I don't do a lot of soldering here, so don't make fun of me. I think I'm okay, and let's hope I don't breathe in too many fumes here. Last time I soldered was a few days ago, but before that, it's been a while. So let's try not to fumigate ourselves here, but I'm going to put a pretty good bead of solder on there because the connection is already a little funky, and I want there to be a good, strong connection. So let's see what we got here. Looks okay. And I'll go ahead and grab this other one real quick. And you'll see how that, because I put the zip tie here, it's actually helping to keep them separated. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Let's put some good solder on there. And I'm melting the cable a little bit. I can totally smell it. Doesn't smell pleasant. Okay, let's finish this up. Make sure that this whole thing is definitely covered. Let's see. I've got a little bit of exposed wire on there. So it's not super there. Let's see. Flip it over, make sure. This one right here, there's a little, it's gonna be really hard to tell, but these cameras can't go too close. But I'm a little concerned about this one right here. I don't know if I got the wire good enough. So now when in doubt, put more solder. I think, I don't know. I don't think it'll hurt. I think I think, you know, we can melt back some of this wire here and melt back the casing, expose the wire. But I want these to be perfect. Well, not going to be perfect. I want these to be good, and I want them to last. So I think I did an okay job. And again, sorry, I know it's probably out of focus a little bit, but I think it's okay. All right, so here, let's put this stinky thing over there. And let's try not to burn the house down. Okay, cool. So we've got our wires hooked up, and I'll just check these here. Looks good. So we'll take now some of the burst channels was like, hey, use this I don't know, fancy casing, heat contracting casing, bubble, whatever. I did not do that. And also, you know, I just realized I don't have any scissors, so here. Will this work? Yes. So let's put some electrical tape around here. And hopefully I can do a good job. And we'll get this one in there. Okay, got it all protected, and I can remove my zip tie here. Not zip tie, my twisty tie. Now that things are under control, mostly. Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna real quickly finish shaping this up. going to also incorporate in these other ends here. So like I was saying, I would like to do things with these other ends here. It's a 5 volt, which is enough to power a single board computer, which I think would be really cool because you could build some awesome burst miner units just with the single board computer and the hard drives. But we're not there yet. And I think I looked at the single board computers, and I looked at the Odroid, I think it's called, and it has a lot of potential because it has 8 cores, but the ARM architecture is probably not up to snuff for processing the amount of data that you need to process to mine burst. So I think I might have to wait on that project, but I think it would be really cool. And if you do the math, I think, let's say theoretically you had a single board computer and you had, I don't know, 4 hard drives. So the hard drives are about $150 each, and single board computer, and then the cabling parts, you know, maybe about $100. So PSU aside, you know, I think you could build a miner system, you know, relatively cheaply, and have it like modularized and stuff. I don't know. It was just an idea. I am concerned about the throughput ability of the single board computers because they don't have the PCIe lanes that the computers have. They're just not as fast. So anyways, here we go. So what I'm going to need to do now is go ahead and test this with my rig. So I'm going to pause the video and be right back, and I'll show you guys how to hook this thing up, okay? Alright guys, welcome back. Here's my plotting rig, and call it the Plotmaster 9000. You can see here that I already have some cables plugged into the system. So this is the ones that I previously made. So as you can see, I've got 4. Got a drive here, got a drive here, here, here. I've got 4 going in, and they're going into the power supply right here. That's the hard drive. Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. It's okay. And around the back here, we've got our Ryzen, which plots pretty well, and everything is kind of connected here. So we'll plug in this drive, show you this works. So here's our USB cable, and so we can just pop this in here. And I know this is not going to be the fastest port, but it'll do for now for our demonstration. So what I've done is, so here's the connector we just made. So again, this is the 2.1 millimeter inner, and I've got my adapter, and I'll go ahead and plug this in. And if we look over here, we've got our Molex connector, and we'll go ahead and just snap this in here and get it snug. All right, and this is a jerry rig, okay? You guys don't have to tell me. Oh, this is having some trouble here. These Molex pins, sometimes they just don't stay straight. I can understand not being straight, but pins, Molex pins, please get your act together. Okay. All right. Now we've got our powered plugs, and we'll take our one with our adapter on it, and we'll plug her in. Hey, there we go. We all set. So this is a 700 watt power supply, and I think it could easily handle 8 drives on here, but yeah, I don't know if I really want to do that. This computer can only, I call it a computer, it's a motherboard on a plastic thing. This computer is mostly being used for plotting right now, so we'll leave it at that. But yeah, there you go. So we've got our custom power cable. Plug it right in, works good. So now you can do stuff with this, and you can do away with the ridiculous adapter situation. Let me show you the ridiculous adapter situation. Here, I'm going to disconnect the camera. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That is what we are trying to avoid. And honestly, I don't really have a whole lot of hard drives here. You know, I've got that system over there. It's working away, but this is my main unit. We've got a plotter board up here. We've got a plotter board down here. And this is not as powerful. It's only 220 watt power supply, and it's definitely affecting performance. So this one is the runt of the stack here. And down here, we've got the main unit. This is all of these drives here are mining right now, and I just received parts today. After we get done here, I'll show you the parts that I received today. But basically, we're trying to optimize the throughput of the system so that we can handle more drives. So things are coming together here. I've been experimenting quite a bit. I have an Asus ROG. I think it's an Asus board, but it's a Crossfire 6, I believe. It's got some good stuff on it, and hopefully we can make this work pretty good here. But yeah, let's see what goodies I got in the mail today before we wrap this video up, okay? Alright, so let's get this mess out of the way, and let's take a look what we got. So yeah, the bottlenecks in the system are basically the thing that's slowing me down. I hit about 120 terabytes on my system, and I can't take it any further. So I've been getting past the 30-second mining time mark, and that's a little too slow. So if I find a low deadline, I'm going to be in trouble. So you need fast reading of your hard drives because of reasons. I think I know why, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to go into details because I could be terribly wrong. But what I understand is if you pull a deadline and the block is already past that deadline, is that a problem? I don't know. But I think it might be a problem. Anyways, so I bought an Anker USB-C hub. I already have one of these. It works pretty good. This will allow me to split out from this fancy USB-C header connector thing. So I noticed my motherboard has a USB 3.1, which is a C header on it. And so I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to see if it gives me an extra lane to put data through, and hopefully we can get some drives through there, because that's gigabits per second that I'm not taking advantage of right now. So we'll see. And they sent me this little thing here. I don't know. We'll see. You guys saw my case. It's kind of weird. So, and it's in pieces. So we'll see. And then I'm going to see. I also got a USB 3.0 header, and it's a splitter. And hopefully, the lane that this one is on is a separate lane from this one, and I'll be able to get even more throughput out of the system. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll give you guys an update next video. Maybe I'll do another video. We'll see. Anyways, so that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe. I want to say it like everyone else, but seriously, it would be much appreciated. Let me know you like these things, or if I could do better, or that kind of thing. I can't invest in new cameras just yet, and I would really like to, but holding off on that. And we'll see how often I do these things. I think I want to do videos about, of course, the mining stuff. I want to talk about Burst more. I think Burst is an amazing coin. It has a good community behind it, and I'm not sure about the developers. I still don't know who the developers are. I would really like to know. But they've got some great ideas, and I hope they can pull through and make Burst into, top 100, top 50, maybe top 10 coin. I mean, that would be amazing. It definitely has the potential. And by golly, it would save a lot of power. So, and so I would like to talk about Burst and crypto, talk about trading. I do trade crypto, and I do have some long-term positions in crypto. I want to talk about day trading too. I am very interested in that, researching it right now. I'm studying. It's going to be a couple months before I actually place my first trade. But, I'm coming from a programmer background, and I am like, okay, I don't want to program anymore to earn my living. I want to do cool projects. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.